What's up, guys? It's the Agent of Power Sun here, and today I wanted to talk about the new Masked Heroes, Dark Law stuff. They've been out and they've, gained what I think is a respectable and a well-deserved amount of hype. Because I feel Heroes are not necessarily the best deck of the format right now. Actually, let me change that. I feel like they have the possibility to be the best deck in the format. Basically because when I think of heroes, especially now, they have just so much power. With the right build, they can OTK you first turn. Usually Dark Law first turn is no problem, and the good thing about the format is, a lot of decks want to go second turn. But this is actually a deck that can benefit tremendously from going first. Because against things like Shaddolls that always want to go second, or, well, I guess Burning Abyss and Kleeforce don't care, but just imagine going first against two decks like that. I mean, think about it. You put a first turn Dark Law on board, you shut down all Shaddolls, they pretty much have to go into Neff to kill you. And what I've learned is a lot of hero players are playing significant back row. And what I mean by significant back row, I mean back row that can actually do something when you use it. So, I mean, when you take that in consideration, there's not much they can do. I mean, let's be honest. Let's say you open up, Dark Law, and you set 3, like a Bottomless, a Warning, and let's say Deep Prison. Or, honestly, you can run Mirror Force in this deck because you play Dark Law. Because Dark Law Mirror Force is so raw. I've been using it, and it is crazy. But yeah, you can Mirror Force Dark Law. Dark Law Mirror Force. And so, you play something like that, and let's say they do go into Neff. Okay, not only can you Bottomless it, you can Warning it, and you can Mirror Force it. And it doesn't matter if it gets its effect or not, because everything is getting banished, so its effect wouldn't trigger. And even if it did, it wouldn't have anything to get. Or let's talk about your Klee matchup. Klees live for being able to put their monsters in their extra deck and Pendulum Summon and search. But if you play Dark Law first turn, even if they do have the Scout, which 99% of the time they do, okay, they play their Scout, or they play Summoner's Art and get Scout to hand. Okay, you activate Dark Law, you take a chance on discarding whatever Scout they just had. And let's say they do play the Scout and they search. Every time they search, I think you're able to discard another card to the Banish Zone. So every time they try and use Scout, you get to pull a card out of their hand, which I think that means they're going neck. If I know what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure that means they're going neck hard. And whenever a monster of theirs is destroyed, or whenever they tribute, they get banished. Because I just watched Vexy's video, clarifying the rule on that, and the ruling is that they have to hit the graveyard in order for them to go to the Pendulum Zone, which means if they never hit the graveyard and they get straight banished, they're SOL, they're shit out of luck. Because, that's just the truth. Or, let's look at your Burning Abyss match, where they live for the mill. Okay, but if everything you mill is going to the graveyard, then it's irrelevant. Now, the only scary thing about that is Dante can still technically get over Dark Law, but like I pointed out earlier in this video, if you're playing significant traps, so you might have an answer to Dante anyway. They try and make a first turn Dante, you Warning it gets banished, they get no kind of pluses. Yeah, because all cards get banished, so they wouldn't benefit. It's obviously, it's more control lockdown based, and I know that can kind of be compared to a Helmet deck, but the difference is, it's Heroes. Everyone loves Heroes. And I just think it's great that now they're so strong that they're meta again. A lot of people are like, I think it's great because I mean, if you can stop the biggest like players in the format, then you're obviously going to be dominant. I think Cap said the reason they're not is because no one's found that perfect build, but I think that makes it an even better deck because you can play variety. It's not just it's not just elemental heroes. Somebody left a comment talking about the dueled some guy and he had some kind of hybrid mash deck that was like putting in work, and it's just like it's crazy because there's not one set way to play them, which means no one will ever be able to completely no one will ever be able to completely counter the deck. That's the word I'm looking for. No one will ever be able to completely counter the deck because I mean you never know what kind of like style you're going to be playing. Because for instance, I was talking to someone on DN, or we were having a conversation in the chat. I think it was like Kenny K dueling. And basically somebody asked how many hero lives you play, and everyone, like, I had a different answer from like two other guys. One guy was like one guy was like two, one guy was like three. I mean, I was like three, and he was like, why do you play three? I play Summoner Monk, and he didn't. Just like little nicks and things like that make a difference, because with Summoner Monk, Hero Lives isn't always a cloggy bad card, because if you don't want to use it, which you won't if you have Summoner Monk, you can dump it and still get your Shadow Mist and still get into Darklaw. And it's just cool stuff like that. I think that's what really makes the deck awesome. That like you don't have to worry about running into one variant. You have multiple variants that you can see. And so I don't know. I think that I guess my final thoughts is I feel like they are going to be a very legitimate deck, and I'm glad they're here because I try like Heroes. Everyone I think loves Heroes. Even most people hate GX. You can't hate Elemental Heroes. I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things from your childhood you remember and that you love. And it reminds you of what? Beetleborgs. I said Power Rangers in my top 5 favorite archetypes. And it's you just can't. Like, and so I'm glad to see that I can play some kind of hero deck now, and I love that it's here, and I'm glad that it's a force to be reckoned with. And most definitely, like I've been thinking about this a lot, and it's probably going to be the last deck I actually build like in real life for a while. Like it probably will be the last thing I build. And I'm glad that the last thing I want to build in life is Heroes. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please tell me how you feel about the hero. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.